Mumtaz to share his thoughts and insights with us. Dr. Raose holds a PhD in education, curriculum and instruction from International Islamic University, Malaysia. He has worked with Al Jazeera Media Network in Doha, Qatar for about 14 years and holds an executive MBA as well. Apart from his work being published in Al Jazeera and author of a fiction-based novel, he has published several academic articles in the field of teaching English with Islamic perspective and developing Islamic personality traits through education. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Raose Mumtaz to the stage.
Assalamu alaikum Hazrat. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I guess this is a place to give a very short speech in which I would like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has brought in my life to be able to come up with this project, and also to give you a little bit more information about what is holistic English. I'd like to start first by thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who inspired me to come up and write such a kind of English textbook teaching English with Islamic perspective. I also like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving me the imagination and the courage to think outside the box, to think outside the current paradigm of knowledge in understanding how should we teach English. I guess one of the reasons is also because I am a student from International Islamic University, Malaysia, and that also has propelled me to come up with a book like this that is teaching English with Islamic perspective. I also like to thank my parents for the tarbiyah they have given to me. The best thing about them is that they have told me not just to focus on the dunya but also on the akhirah, and to make the purpose of life something which is to do with the benefit, to benefit the ummah. Earn your rizq, but connect it to something that contributes to the ummah. So I really thank my parents in this. And in the same note, I like to add that when somebody is writing a textbook, whether it's on English or whether it is on mathematics, from Islamic perspective, the main things that they will do is to sprinkle ayat, hadith and Islamic values here and there in the book and call it Islamic English and Islamic Math. Now what I have understood from my father in this case is that when we write something from Islamic perspective, we are also trying to understand the fundamental principles of knowledge that define a subject, and accordingly through it is discoveries and inventions, and we re-look at it. We re-look at the fundamental principles of knowledge that define the subject. We re-look at the discoveries and inventions made from it, and we sometimes come up with something new, and that is because we are inspired from Islamic perspective. Hence, I like to thank my father who was able to educate me in this way, and of course my mother also. And moving forward, I also like to thank my wife and my son who are here with me. They were very supportive when I decided to resign and come to Malaysia and work on this project. So I really thank them for all the support and all the patience they have shown, especially for today. And in this same note, I also like to thank my sister, Muzna, and my best friend, Munib. Both of them have always been trying to understand what I do, which is usually different from the mainstream, and have also motivated me in that field. And finally, I like to also thank Tuan Haji J. Madlan, who is the visionary leader of Al-Amin Serve Holdings. He was able to not only understand but also propel me to come up with these books, and he understands the heavy duty that lays on our shoulders to be able to contribute in the field of education that leads to the tarbiyah, not just through the dunya but also the akhirah. So for this purpose, I also like to thank Tuan Haji. I like to thank the chief editor of Holistic English, Alifa bin Abdul Aziz, and the entire team of Awal and the entire team of Amin Serve Holding, who have worked tirelessly so that this project can be executed. Now I like to speak a little bit about what is Holistic English. My colleague has given, Puan Zairani has given a very good introduction, a very impressive introduction. From my side, I would just like to add a few things. Number one is that why do we need another textbook to teach English with Islamic perspective? If you are going to walk around the stalls, you will find more than